I've got so many lines. It's like I had to learn the equivalent of a novel to do this.
Well, hello there. It's another opening night in London's glittering West End, and WhatsOnStage is here at the Noel Coward Theatre to celebrate the world premiere stage adaptation of Stanley Kubrick's Dr Strangelove, starring 7-time BAFTA Award winner Steve Coogan.
I've not really done theatre for 28 years. I've done live comedy shows as me, or Alan Partridge or other characters, but I've not done any sort of legitimate theatre for a long time. So obviously I was very concerned that I'd be able to help carry the show. Just the challenge of being able to do 4 characters. See, it's a bit of a mountain to climb, and I felt that I couldn't really say no. Nothing's worth doing unless it produces a bit of fear, and this I was very fearful. So I like a challenge, see if I can pull it off, and so I'm a glutton for punishment, I suppose.
It's always a learning process. I did one stage work last year. That was the first time I've done it, but I learned so much from it. But we've known each other for a long time and always talked about doing something. And but it's taken this long, and it's been really enjoyable. I don't know how you feel, but it
has been really enjoyable. It's like it's a. Well, I mean, putting not going to go on about how tough it is or anything like that, but putting anything together is just a lot of work, So, but it's a different type of work. You're doing a film or TV or theatre in this case, and you've got to sort of. I think what's been really nice about making this is that taking sort of comic intelligences from different areas and sort of putting it all together and coming up with what we've come up with, which is in itself based on somebody else's comic and dramatic intelligence, which is Kubrick, So that's been really fun.
Sean Foley, the director, called me when I was doing a play in spring, and we called my agent and said, would Giles like to meet for this? And I was like, yeah, it's one of my favourite films. I said, if I can go up for the part of Turgidson, which is my favourite part in the film. And they said, yeah, that's the part they want you to play. So that was it. It was that simple, basically. I said, yeah, I want to do that. At the same time, here we are in 2024, and there's a lot of craziness going on in the world. So for me, it's important as well to kind of make decisions about plays which I think can somehow speak to the world in which I'm in, and this play potentially really does that. So it was a no-brainer for me.
Well, got a phone call from the visionary producers who basically got the rights from the Kubrick estate. So Patrick Miles and David Luff rang me up and said, would you like to adapt and direct Dr Strangelove on stage? And I sort of went, sorry, hello? And I said, great, yes, of course. Hold on a moment, take a beat. I don't want to adapt it by myself. And I literally immediately thought of Armando, because as Armando said, we've known each other for a very, very long time. Never done anything. I'm in theatre, he's in TV film. And I suddenly thought, I've got to ring Armando because I just think he's the person.
He left all sorts of enigmatic messages, which I kind of ignored because they were very vague, because he wasn't allowed to say what it was. And then after several months of chasing each other, I rang him up and I can write, what do you want? What do you want? And you said, do you want to help co-adapt Dr Strangelove? And I instantly just went, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Dr Strangelove is a sort of a black comedy, if you like, about nuclear war, and what's novel about it, and what was novel about the film, and that we've carried forward into this theatre production, is the idea that you can laugh at the things that you fear, and it helps you cope with them, and helps society come to terms with it somehow and process it in a way that stops it being depressing, even though inherently it is a depressing scenario. So comedy is sort of is the balm, if you like, that we put on things.
I mean, anyone knows the film knows there's like legends of the camera crew just crying with laughter and like spoiling takes because what Peter Sellers was improvising was so funny. And in our rehearsals, there's been kind of similar situations where stuff that Steve just comes up with as we are working and rehearsing, that he'll just sort of throw in that big war room around the table. He'll just improvise stuff, and we're all just kind of laughing, So we had a lot of fun in rehearsals, just enjoying the situation, enjoying what he was doing.
The plot really is just about an accidental nuclear war, and as we know, we've come very close to that in reality a number of times. And I play 4 characters. I play Dr Strangelove, I play the pilot of the B-52, the president of the US, and a British RAF officer. And I had to bounce between all 4 characters. At first they were kind of very stressful, but now we've got it down to a fine art, and I've got like a group of wonderful women, plus one man, who change me in the wings, and they've got it down to a fine art. So there's a bit of theatre going on behind the scenes that no one sees, which is all the kind of banter and the choreography of getting me out of one character into another.
Do I have a favourite character of the 4 that he plays? Strangelove. I love Strangelove because he's just so strange. I mean, as a character, you're not really I think in the movie they sort of they have 1 or 2 sentences about where he's come from and what his past was, and we don't really have that. So he's this kind of guy that just wheels in. And there's something so sinister about the way that Steve plays him. Because he's quite kind of charming in a way, and kind of quite friendly in this sort of sinister, dark way.
I think my favourite character is probably is doing Dr Strangelove. It gets the most laughs, and it's the most camp and theatrical, and it's fun to do. So that's what. And also I'm in a wheelchair, so it gives me a chance to sit down.
I also love Major Kong, who's the captain of the plane, because in the movie Peter Sellers didn't play that part, so it's like the 4th role that Steve is playing that Peter Sellers didn't play. So it's kind of really interesting to see Steve do that, and it's so far away from him and what we know of Coogan. But he's fun. We've had a lot of fun.
But there's an ensemble cast of brilliant seasoned theatre actors who keep me on my toes, and also deliver bravura performances. So I'm very grateful to be in such good company, and they raised my game.
I think it was easy structurally to know what we wanted to do, but there is then that thing of, if you boil the dialogue in the movie down, it's about 40 minutes worth really. So there's then another hour that we have to supply, make it feel organic with what we've already got, but also fresh, and take the audience into see some new characters and new scenes, but still remain faithful to what it was that we love about the original.
Yeah, I'd say that's exactly it. And we sort of added or just developed the relationships and the characters in the theatre, because more than in the film. And sort of somebody said to me the other day, which I think is absolutely true, it's kind of there's 3 situations in it. You're in the war room, or you're in Ripper's office, or you're on the plane, and they're all just workplace comedies.
Yeah.
They're all 3 workplace comedies.
Yeah.
And I suddenly thought, yeah, that's actually true.
I think being that laughter is the best medicine, and that we shouldn't underestimate the sort of the healing power of comedy, and how it's a great device for thinking about things.
You kind of think with a comedy, if we're enjoying it, then hopefully the audience will, other people will. So it seems to be the case that at the moment we have 900 people in every night, and they're really hitting themselves with laughter. So hopefully that's a good sign.
Comedy doesn't mean things are trivial. You can talk about very weighty matters And if you introduce some comedy into it and make it enjoyable, then it's a good thing for humanity, I think, to laugh in the face of adversity.
Dr Strangelove continues its world premiere run here at the Noel Coward Theatre through to the 25th of January 2025, ahead of a limited run in February over in Dublin. As always, you can leave your thoughts about the show in the comments section down below. But please, for the love of Alan Partridge, keep it kind. Give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell for notifications. And I'll see you next time for What's on Stage.
And also come to the theatre and be allowed to think whatever you think and feel whatever you feel, because the opposite of that means that we all just drift further and further apart. I mean, that's a very long answer, but you good luck editing that.
You just I didn't want to say it myself.
No, good luck. Good luck.
Bless you for that.
Yeah.
I won't keep you any longer.
No worries.